Good morning. I'm Cindy. Welcome to my channel. And today I am taking stock. I'm taking a look at all the things I've done this year, and then I intend to look forward. What's going to happen with this channel? I know I generally don't do a face-to-face. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So my original intent when I started making videos was to teach. I've been teaching for just under 40 years, and I would be watching all of these videos that were showing different techniques or different things, but nobody was explaining the vocabulary. A lot of the videos weren't explaining the techniques very well. It was just really hard to understand what was going on. And I thought, you're a teacher, you know how to do this, so why don't you start your own channel? It evolved into me doing more of showing just my crafting techniques. It's really kind of moved on from there. And sometimes I show a technique that I know other people have done, and I'll link it in the video or in the description down below the video. But that's okay. It took me a while to realize that, remember, a lesson I learned a long time ago in teaching, we all have our own teaching styles. Each one of us has our own way of connecting with everybody else. And you have your own learning style. And finding the right match, that's the important part. So I teach it one way, somebody else will teach it a different way. And between however many of us there are teaching that skill, somebody will find the right teacher and it will match up. So I'm still a learner. I am still picking up, watching other people's videos, learning how they do it, adapting it sometimes doing it exactly as they did it. Yeah, it's a community. We learn from each other. Also, one of my original intents was to sell the journals that I make. I like creating. I like teaching. I like selling. Who doesn't like to make a little money? I do a lot of the first two. I create and I teach, and I don't do so much of the third. We'll talk more about that in a bit. I do have notes here, so I'm going to be periodically checking my notes. So let's talk about YouTube for a minute. My first video was published on January 15th, 2023. It currently has, this is as of this morning, and I am filming this actually the day after Christmas for future publication. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that in a little bit. But in any case, that first video has a whopping 12 views. As of today, it has 12 views, and rightfully so. It's not very well done. My aspect ratio was incorrect on my first two videos. I really was just kind of playing around and experimenting, seeing what was going to happen. In August of 2023, I had to change video editors. Long story, not going into it, just it meant relearning aspect ratios and relearning how the settings and all of that. So in August, there was a little bit of a glitch with my videos, but then we got that straightened around as well. As far as subscribers go, it took me months to get to 100 subscribers. And I had to give a prize in order to get there. I gave away a journal. It was a long, slow slog. I didn't mind it because I know it takes a while to build an audience. But then a miracle happened. The YouTube algorithms smiled on me and put my window envelopes video up on thousands of home pages. You know, where it kind of says, you pull up YouTube, at least if you're on the computer, you pull up YouTube and there's a whole bunch of videos listed that are suggested for you. Well, the window envelopes video went up on thousands of those. It to date has my most views. It's over 3,000 views, and my subscribers doubled. It was wonderful. It's not something I could replicate. It's something that YouTube does. But one of the things that they look at are the number of likes and the number of subscribers. So the more subscribers you have and the more likes you have on videos, the more exposure you get in that kind of a algorithm. You get posted on other people's walls, and so therefore you get more views. So it was wonderful. The numbers have been steadily climbing ever since. I love you guys. It's wonderful to have an audience, to feel like I'm actually reaching out and getting to people. That's really cool. And I like it when you comment. So please make sure you comment about, things that you see. It helps me feel like I'm connecting with you. As far as statistics go, 92% of you are 55 or older, and the other 8% of you are over 45. So obviously I have an older demographic. I'm okay with that. Obviously I'm older. You are primarily from the US. Canada comes in second, but it's a distant second. But then the United Kingdom and Australia are tied for third. Please make sure you, again, leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. What are you doing? What are you working on? What do you like to see? Feel free to let me know those things in the comments. Currently, I have 257 subscribers as of this morning. And thank you for subscribing. It's wonderful. As far as my Etsy channel goes, if you look there, if you ever go to there, please make sure you favorite my shop. That, again, helps my visibility. I have sold 3 journals through Etsy, and I will continue the shop for 2024, although currently I am losing money there. It costs me a little bit to list every month. It's not a lot, but eventually I'm going to have to decide with some journals whether I'm going to keep them there or not, because what I'm selling them for, it's costing me more to list it than I'm going to get in the price. So I'm not a good salesman online. I do better at craft fairs, and so I don't know. I'm going to keep my Etsy shop for now. We'll see how it goes. As far as my coffee shop, that's KO-FI, I haven't sold anything there. And if there are stats there, I don't know how to look at them. So as far as challenges go, selling is my challenge, is one of my biggest challenges. I can show it and I can hope that people go, ooh, I want that, which is what has happened on the video, the 3 that I have shown online, or they have sold online. At a craft fair, it's much easier because they have the physical product right there, and they can look at it and they can see what's going on, and see what a junk journal is, and I can talk to them about them. And I'm much better at selling journals at a craft fair than I am at selling them online. That's not to say that they're not online. They are there. I'm just not doing a big business there. So that's for the future. As far as social media goes, I am on YouTube and Facebook only. I used to do a lot more with my Diana Hunter accounts. Diana Hunter, for those of you who don't know, is my pen name. I write erotic romance under that name. I have one Civil War historical under the name C.F. Dupre. Go to dianahunter.net. I'll put that link down below. If you are interested in that genre of writing. My mother used to call them my naughty books. She said it was going to put me on the naughty list forever. So, it is what it is. They're fun, light romances that you can probably read in an afternoon. But I learned from her trying to do so many different social medias that it became all about making sure I posted to social media instead of creating. And I was spending less time actually writing than I was promoting. And eventually it got to be too much. So this time around, I am limiting myself simply to YouTube, and I have a Facebook page. And so I'm not on Pinterest, I'm not on TikTok, I'm not on any of those others. I know that lessens my visibility, but it also gives me more time to create. So it's kind of a trade-off. I am trying to get out of my comfort zone. And that's one of my challenges for this year, is to get out of my comfort zone. I've been making journals for just a little over a year. I've been filming it for a year. And I'm in a bit of a rut. You know, you kind of start to get into a rut after a little while. So what does the future hold? I'm checking out my stuff here. So for now, I'm going to continue with my 2 videos a week. I do Maker Monday and Fabulous Friday, and the occasional Walkthrough Wednesday. And I'm going to keep that particular format going forward, at least for a little while. But I think I'm going to add in, but not immediately, I'll talk about it in a minute, I have been wanting to do the Marguerite Miller Challenge for collage. Collage is not my art form. Writing, I usually use words, not pictures. So telling a story with pictures is a huge challenge. It's one of the things that's going to get me out of my comfort zone. So I have signed up for the Marguerite Challenge for this year, and I think I'm going to do a video every week with the Marguerite Miller Challenge. I'm not sure yet what day it's going to drop on. I'm kind of thinking Saturday, but don't quote me on that yet. I'm still going to work on that particular piece. It will, I'm not going to be doing it for the first 2 weeks of January, though. I'm going to miss the first 2 weeks because I'm going to be on vacation and I'm going to be away from the craft room. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. As far as other future pieces, I want to do more of these face-to-face videos. It really is a chance for me to talk to you. I'm not sure what I want to talk to you about, but I'm thinking I want to try to do some more of these face-to-face videos. I don't think I want to do a live stream. I've considered it, but in order to do a live stream, I need a different setup as far as, I mean, the camera in this part is okay, but I'm going to need another computer next to me, a laptop where I can read the comments. And I know it's easier if you have somebody else is reading the comments, and I don't know. So that I can verbally talk and they can write it. It's complicated to do a live stream. I'm not ruling it out. I might still yet do a live stream. I might do a craft project in a live stream. I don't know yet. So if you've got ideas, again, leave them down in the comments. What would you like to see if I do a live stream? What do you want to see me do? When I have a really long video that I have to break into several parts, from here on in, I'm going to release the entire project on the same day. Rather than string it out and do one on Monday and one on Friday and one on Monday and one on Friday or whatever, I'm going to do it all on one day. And that does a couple of different things. First of all, you tend to lose interest in a project, especially if you're trying to craft along with me, and I do half of it on Monday and half of it on Friday. Now you gotta wait for Friday for the other half. That's kind of hard. So I'm going to do it all at once, release all the parts, however many parts there may be, all at the same time. So, and I try to keep my videos no longer than an hour at tops. Normally I like to keep them between 30 and 40 minutes. Ish. Although if I go back to my YouTube stats, it looks like 25 minutes was an average for my videos. Discounting the 2-minute videos, I had a couple of 2-minute videos, and discounting the 2-hour video that I just posted this past Wednesday on the swap challenge. That was a completely different ball of wax. And I think if I do that again, I will do it as 2 separate videos and you can watch whichever pieces of it you want. Learning my lessons, okay, that's something I've learned from this year. So I'm going to keep my videos to try to keep them to no more than an hour ish at the top end. Most of them will be between 20 and 40 minutes. Okay, so where am I? I'm keeping the Etsy store. I may be adding some digital downloads. If I can figure out how to do a digital download, downloading it isn't that difficult, but putting watermarks on them and make so that nobody can just steal the image off of Etsy, and then uploading the right image to you guys, it's a little bit more, there's a few more steps than just here it is. So I'm going to work on that, and I have a couple of digitals that some of them are scans from old books that I've written, images that I'd like to put up for you guys to play with. I thought I'd put up a couple masterboards for you to print out and play with. That's coming, but it might be a couple of months into 2024 before I get to that, but that is coming. Swap challenges like the one I just did on Wednesday. I want to do more of those. That was so much fun. I don't know if that came through in the video. I had a lot of fun saying, okay, you only have these things to work with. What can you create? And that really is a lot of fun. Plus, it gives me an opportunity to learn because I'm sending materials to some other creator, and then I get to see what they do with stuff that I have in my stash, which will be really neat. I'm looking forward to that. I want to do a few more swap challenges. I want to do a few more journal swaps. I learn by looking at other people's journals. So when we swap journals, I get new ideas, I get new ways of doing things, new styles to look at, because I think I'm still playing around with my style. Like I said, I'm starting to get into a rut, but I want to play around with that a little bit. As far as away from the crafting table. All right. So by the time you're seeing this, I am in Mexico. This is a very random thing for us. Mexico was not on my bucket list, but the opportunity has arisen for us to go down to Mexico for a week, spend some time with some friends, and we're going to take advantage of it. So I'm leaving in a week, or a week and a day from when I'm filming this, but when you're watching this, I'm in Mexico. There will be also a couple of other away from the crafting table vacations. My family and I are going to Disney World in September. I'm very excited about that. And then we also have, my husband's a plein air painter. And if you're not sure what plein air is, plein air means, it's spelled P-L-E-I-N because it's a French, and I believe it's actually pronounced plein air. I say plein air because they're out painting in the plein air. They did P-L-A-I-N. They're out, they look at what they see, and then they try to paint the light, basically. They're painting how the light reflects off of whatever the image is that they're looking at. It's a lot of landscapes, and my husband is a plein air painter, and we go to many plein air festivals around this area. There's one in Canada that we do every year. You know, we don't know where there's one in Pennsylvania that we do every year. So we travel around and we do the plein air festivals. Yes, for my part, it's watching paint dry. Yeah. So I always bring stuff to do. One of the things that I do, I have an epic fantasy that I am currently working on. It's a 4-book fantasy. The first 2 books are written. The 3rd book is about a third of the way through. And I really took a year off from it this past year. 2023 was my chance to step away from that. I have been going full tilt on the journals and the videos because I needed a break. I know where the story's going. I have a kind of a very skeletal outline as to where it's going, but I was just stuck. And I thought, creatively, I need to do something different. So this year was my year away from writing. 2024 is my year getting back to my writing. And so when we go to Mexico, I'm bringing my manuscript with me, and I will be, while they're going off, because the people we're going to visit are also painters. So while they're going off and painting, I'm going to find a nice piece of shade, put up my feet in very warm weather, and I'm going to write. I'm looking forward to it. So where am I here? I'm looking at my notes here to see what I have missed. I've gotten everything except for the last part, which is probably the most important part, and those are my thank yous. I want to say thank you to my husband, who has been very supportive about this whole endeavor. As I said, I've only been doing this for a year. He has been helping me incredibly with the technical setups, giving me the time that I need. Thanks, honey. It's my husband, Stephen. Thank you. My daughter, Kate, I want to say a thank you to her because she also has started going to craft fairs with me. She sells, I will put her website down below. She sells resin gaming dice, as well as some other pieces, resin pieces as well. So she goes to the craft fair and we get our souls crushed together when people walk by the booth and say, "Oh, that's really pretty," and then they keep on walking. Okay. It is what it is. I'd like to say thank you to several of the YouTube creators who don't know that I exist, but I watch them and I get inspiration from them all the time. So thank you, Carrie the Crafter. Thank you, Natasha from Treasure Books. And thank you, Gail Augustinelli, for her wonderful videos that she does. And she does one every day. More power to her. I think she and I are of an age, but she's been doing this a lot longer than I have. So I'm really glad that they are there. I'm also thankful for Paulette Slater. Paulette Slater is a digital creator. She has a coffee shop, KO-FI, look for Paulette Slater. And she has some of the most beautiful digitals, and I have used many of them in my journals. I absolutely love her artwork. So thank you, Paulette. A special shout out to Tina and Vicky for cleaning out your drawers and your closets and not throwing things in the trash, but giving them to me. I've gotten boxes of things from them that I have gone through and then used in my videos, or used in my journals, in my creations as well. So thank you to you guys. Thank you, Jacinta. Jacinta is Australian. We have never met face to face, but we are crafting sisters. She inspires me. She is such a good creator. She has decided that she really doesn't like filming herself. She likes to just create. And I get that. I totally understand it because there are times I don't want my camera on. I just want to play. But Jacinta, thank you for your support. Thank you for your creativity. It really means a lot to me. And of course, a thank you to my subscribers. You're the ones that keep me going. You feed my soul. You give me an audience, you inspire me to work harder, to do more, and I really thank you for it. You make me go further. You make me try new things, and that's really cool. So that's where we've been for this year. That's where we're going for the new year. We'll see how things happen. Like I said, I want to try to do more of these face-to-faces, but if you have ideas, put them down in the comments below. If you have things that you'd like to see me try that I haven't tried yet, put it down in the comments below. There are some techniques that I am thinking about. I am not there yet, but I'm thinking about them. That jelly plate does look interesting, but it also looks very, very messy, and I don't have a lot of room in here. Coming up in shortly, maybe next week, will be that long-awaited video that I have been promising about my craft room, showing you what this looks like. Currently, you see my door behind me. I did put a bag, a really pretty bag, over the top of my mess back there, although you can see some of my mess over here. And I will do a video showing you the rest of the craft room later. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. And this is Cindy signing off.